everything we thought we knew about our closest ancestors might be a lie. A groundbreaking new study is challenging our understanding of human history. Researchers have uncovered evidence that could rewrite the story of our origins, suggesting the existence of an entirely unknown lineage of ancient humans. This discovery may also shed light on the long-standing theory that modern humans played a direct role in the extinction of Neanderthals. Since it began gaining mainstream attention in the mid-20th century, the idea that humans killed off Neanderthals has become more and more accepted in the science world. For those who don't know, the idea proposes that based on competition for resources, conflict, genetics, and possibly violence, our species directly led to the extinction of our cousins, the Neanderthals. Around 40,000 years ago, Neanderthals and modern humans, aka Homo sapiens, coexisted in Europe and parts of Asia. Both species relied on similar food sources and habitats, something that quickly led to serious competition between the two. As such, some theories suggest that Homo sapiens, with their advanced tools, social structures, and communication skills, may have outcompeted Neanderthals, gradually pushing them out of vital areas. Other theories propose a more hands-on involvement, claiming that direct violence and conflict could have contributed to Neanderthal extinction. This theory is backed up by fossil evidence that shows signs of injuries on Neanderthal remains that could be attributed to human weapons. Then there's the complicated theory of interbreeding. As of now, it is a fact that humans and Neanderthals did interbreed. But the theory goes further to claim that the resulting offspring may have diluted Neanderthal genetic traits over time, leading to their gradual disappearance as a distinct group. This idea, for the longest time, was more or less set in stone. That was until September 2024, when a research team led by Ludovic Slimak, an archaeologist at the Paul Sabatier University in Toulouse, published their new findings of a brand new Neanderthal fossil that changed everything. Named Thorin, he was found in Mandrin Cave in southeastern France and is the first Neanderthal body unearthed in France since 1978. Now, what sets Thorin apart is his unique genetic lineage, which is very distinct from other late Neanderthals in Europe. But we will get onto that later. For now, let's talk about what they found. So far, even though we haven't gotten everything, researchers unearthed an incredible set of remains, including 31 teeth that had the world in a frenzy. This was a big deal because Thorin had 34 teeth in total, and researchers found 31 out of them, including his supernumerary molars, making this fossil the most complete Neanderthal dentition ever discovered. But that was not all, because scientists also discovered jawbone fragments, part of the skull, phalanges, aka finger bones, and thousands of tiny bones scattered throughout the site. But here's the truly thrilling part. This excavation is just getting started. After 9 years of painstaking work, only a small area of 50 centimeters by 30 centimeters, or about 1.64 feet by 0.98 feet, has been cleared. And so, with such a limited portion uncovered, it's almost certain that more of Thorin's skeleton is waiting to be found. The excitement around this discovery is growing with each passing day, and it's only a matter of time before even more of Thorin's ancient story is revealed. But until then, he provided genetic evidence that changed how we think of our family tree forever. Thorin provided a wealth of genetic materials that quickly changed all we know about our distant cousins. Analysis of Thorin's genetic materials reveals that Neanderthals were far from the single homogeneous group we once thought they were. Instead, our long-extinct cousins consisted of distinct lineages that were quite different from one another. Now, this was a game-changer because the finding challenged the long-standing narrative that a uniform Neanderthal population was simply replaced by Homo sapiens around 42,000 years ago. But what was particularly fascinating about Thorin is that his lineage exhibited remarkable genetic divergence from other Neanderthals across Europe, pointing to an extended period of isolation lasting over 50,000 years. In layman's terms, we might have discovered a ghost lineage of Neanderthals, a separated, never-before-seen line of cavemen who might have evolved differently socially, biologically, and psychologically. Simply put, Neanderthals might have had two branches on our family tree. If that wasn't groundbreaking enough, his DNA even connects him to Nana, another Neanderthal found in Gibraltar. This was interesting for a different reason, because it indicated that they were part of the same isolated late Neanderthal population, meaning we might have just found proof for this theory. But what does that mean for the Homo sapiens killer theory? The discovery of Thorin essentially goes head-to-head with the Homo sapiens killer theory. That's because this remarkable find gives us a fascinating and previously overlooked glimpse into an aspect of Neanderthal life: their genetic isolation. As opposed to what we initially thought, Neanderthals lived in small isolated groups, cut off from one another, living in their secluded worlds for over 50,000 years. This isolation was a big deal because it likely led to interbreeding, a phenomenon that has significant implications for their survival. But why? Well, when Neanderthals interbred within these limited groups, their genetic diversity began to plummet, creating a narrower gene pool that, in turn, would affect their adaptability. Now, why is this a big deal? Think about it. As the world around them rapidly changed, climate shifts, new challenges, and competing species emerged, these isolated Neanderthal groups found themselves increasingly ill-equipped to thrive. With a reduced gene pool, their offspring were less adaptable to environmental pressures, making survival a serious challenge in an unpredictable world. This means that while early modern humans were forging extensive social networks and exchanging genes, Neanderthals were quite literally bottlenecked in their genetic options. The insights obtained from Thorin's remains, when combined with other exciting discoveries, are at the moment calling for a revolutionary re-evaluation of our perceptions of Neanderthal populations and their extinction. At the moment, we can no longer view Neanderthals through the lens of a single homogeneous group. Instead, we must consider them as distinct communities, each with the potential to develop their own cultures, art, language, and societal structures. For you to understand this, just imagine today's world populated by humans living in small towns, cut off from each other, never interacting with outsiders, never straying from their familiar surroundings. This idea isn't far-fetched, as our current understanding of human history already shows how different regions foster their own languages, cultural practices, clothing styles, culinary traditions, and even genetic adaptations. For example, when we compare Africans and Europeans, we see the rich diversity that emerges from geographical and societal separation. However, for the Neanderthals, this example would be magnified exponentially, leaving us to ponder what their varied societies might have looked like. This emerging narrative paints a vivid picture of diverse lineages and intricate social dynamics among Neanderthals. The findings emphasize an urgent need for ongoing research to unravel the mysteries surrounding these fascinating beings and their vital role in our shared human history. We are left to wonder if our previous assumptions about Neanderthals have been misguided all along. Imagine the thrill of considering that Neanderthals lived complex lives, each community with varying genetic backgrounds and cultural expressions. The potential richness of their existence opens new avenues for exploration and understanding, urging us to reconsider what we know about our ancient relatives. And as we continue to dig deeper into their story, uncovering the rich tapestry of their existence, we hope to find not just how they lived, but how they might have interacted with each other and their environments. But what do you think? Is there really a ghost lineage? And if there is, what effects do you think they would have on us today? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Until next time, stay curious.